Do not flirt with other men, or I will flirt with your enemies. In the shadowed elegance of Boston's Seaport District, where the harbor winds carried whispers of salt and secrets, Alina and Victor had navigated 5 years of marriage like a tango on a fraying ledge. They'd wed in a whirlwind of 2020. Her, the ambitious marketing director at a sleek PR firm, all sharp suits and sharper wit. Him, the understated financial analyst whose spreadsheets balanced empires with the quiet precision of a watchmaker. Their Back Bay brownstone echoed with the ghosts of early bliss. Rooftop toasts under summer stars, her head on his shoulder during autumn foliage drives. But by November 2025, the steps had faltered. Her late nights, networking stretching thinner excuses, his patient nods masking the slow erosion of equity. Small fissures, a sigh at his safe tie choices, a distracted hum during his market forecasts. Victor chalked it to her high-stakes world, the promotions that demanded she dazzle. Yet doubt lingered, a tide pulling at the shore. The advice had been sown long before the rings, during those pre-wedding barbecues at Cousin Marco's Cape Cod spread, gathered around a fire pit crackling with the ghosts of failed vows. Marco, divorced at 32 after catching his ex with the best man. Luca, 38 and twice burned, his lawyer's drawl laced with bourbon regret. And Gino, the eternal bachelor cousin at 45, whose string of almosts had hardened him into a philosopher of the heart. They'd clapped Victor on the back amid the smoke, eyes glinting like embers. "Listen, Vic," Marco had growled, flipping a burger with unnecessary force. "Marriage is a mirror maze. Stare too long at your reflection, you forget the walls. If she ever flirts, eyes lingering, laughs too loud, don't stew. Mirror it, flirt back hard, and if you can, pick her worst enemies, the rivals she bites her tongue around. Let her taste the burn she lit, shows her the smoke without torching the house." We learned the hard way. Silence sinks ships. Victor had laughed it off then, toasting with a beer. "You guys are dramatic, Alina's solid." But the words burrowed deep, like barnacles on the hull, for warnings from men who'd watched their worlds capsize in complacency's wake. The firm's annual gala unfurled on November 15 like a velvet trap. The Institute of Contemporary Art, its glass walls framing the ink-black harbor, chandeliers dripping light over power players in tuxes and gowns. Alina arrived radiant in emerald silk that hugged her like ambition's embrace, Victor at her side in midnight wool, his hand light on her elbow, a prop in her performance. "Play nice, Vic," she murmured as they crossed the threshold, her smile for the room already blooming. "This is my night." He nodded, the familiar twinge settling. "Your night, our shadow." They air-kissed clients, her laughter a currency she traded freely, until she spotted them. Derek and Blaine, the agency's golden boys, account execs with veneers gleaming and egos to match. "Gotta work the room, babe," she said, detaching with a squeeze of his arm that felt like release. "Order me a gin dry." He watched from the bar, ice clinking in his untouched scotch as she wove into their orbit. The lean into Derek's ear, the toss of her hair for Blaine's quip, her hand accidentally grazing Blaine's lapel as laughter pealed, too bright, too intimate. The mirror maze activated, cousins' chorus thundering, flirt back, her enemies. Victor's gaze swept the crowd, landing on the perfect storm. Riley and Jax, Alina's studio nemeses, fierce art directors who'd clawed for the same promotions, their barbs legendary in breakroom lore. Riley with her razor bob and reputation for stealing concepts, Jax curls wild, the whisperer who'd once leaked Alina's pitch notes to a rival firm. Alina loathed them, vipers in velvet she'd hissed after a tense team dinner. Perfect. He approached with the measured stride of a man reclaiming his ledger, scotch in hand, a smile curving slow and lethal. Victor, the quiet one, suddenly alight. "Riley, Jax," he said, voice low velvet over steel, inserting himself into their cluster by the abstract sculptures. "You two look like you're plotting the next coup d'etat. Mind if I join the revolution?" Riley's eyes widened, appraising. Jax's lips quirked, intrigued. Alina had always kept him at arm's length from them. Too catty, she'd say, but now he leaned in, mirroring her lean. "Alina raves about your eye for chaos, says it's inspiringly disruptive. Me, I could use some disruption in my spreadsheets." Laughter bubbled, his dry wit, honed on boardroom banter, now laced with suggestion. His hand brushed Riley's as he gestured to the harbor view, holding Jax's gaze a beat too long. "Dinner sometime. Off the clock, no pitches, just unfiltered. Bet you two have stories that crash my algorithms." Flirtation flowed effortless, a counterpoint to Alina's symphony across the room. Numbers exchanged under creative collabs, whispers of late-night brainstorms veering playful predatory. Riley fanned herself. "Victor Hale, Alina's keeping you under wraps, criminal." Jack slipped him a card, nail grazing his palm. "Call, we'll show you angles she never could." Heads turned, the agency's whisper net humming, "Alina's man, with the she-wolves, drama." Victor felt the rush, vindication laced with venom. But beneath the ache, "This what you sowed," love. Alina sensed the seismic shift mid-flirt with Blaine, her back prickling as eyes darted her way. Derek's arm still too close, but the room's gravity pulled toward the sculptures. Victor's laugh booming, Riley's hand on his sleeve, Jack's leaning in like a co-conspirator. No, not him, not them. Horror iced her veins. She excused herself, gown whispering fury across the marble, bursting into the fray just as Jax murmured, "Alina's lucky, very lucky." Riley's wink sealed it. "Victor," Alina hissed, voice a whip crack in the murmur, clutching his arm like a vice. "What the fuck, flirting with them, my rivals, the ones who—" He turned, the mirror unyielding, his smile softening to steel. "Them, your inspiring foes, the vipers you vent about over wine. Saw you working Derek and Blaine, laughs like bells, touches like telegraphs, felt familiar." The cousin's echo thrummed, "Show her the burn." So I mirrored, picked the ones who'd sting deepest. "Taste the chaos you lit, Alina." The room's watching our spotlight shared. Gala's hum faded to a roar in her ears, color fleeing her face like tide from shore. Riley and Jax exchanged glances, amused exits with parting smirks, leaving them isolated amid the swirl. A test. She choked, tears pricking hot and humiliated. "You think this is God, Victor, it's networking, harmless buzz, but you, with them, they'd love to gut me, use you as leverage." Her voice cracked, the green silk suddenly a shroud, sobs wrenching from the chasm of her hypocrisy. "I didn't mean. It's the pressure, the climb. I flirt to feel seen, not stolen. But seeing you, them eyeing you like prey, it shreds me. You're mine, the one who steadies my storms, sketches our future in margins. Please don't let my sparks ignite this." Victor's resolve fractured like harbor ice. He cupped her face, thumbs fierce against the salt tracks, his own eyes storming with the tempest's toll. "I mirrored to feel it, Alina, the gut punch you deal so easy. Cousins warned me, flirt's a flare, ignore it and the fire spreads. I chose them to show you the blaze up close, the envy that eats alive. Hurts like hell, watching you shine for strangers, dim for me, but I love you fiercer than the fight." No more mazes, just us, clear view. They retreated to a shadowed alcove, the harbor's black mirror reflecting their tangle, arms entwined, confessions crashing like waves, her terror of plateauing, his quiet dread of eclipse. Laughter broke through, raw and reconciling, over the gala's distant din. "Worst enemies," she gasped, forehead to his. "Diabolical. Next time, just pull me close, I'll buzz for you." They slipped away arm in arm, leaving sequins and scandals behind. For greasy diner fries at 2 a.m., truths traded over cooling coffee. 5 years in, the mirror hadn't scorched. It had seared the dross, forging them finer, equal partners in the dance, steps synced anew. As November's night deepened over the harbor, Victor traced her palm, burn over, us, aglow. In the brownstone's hush, Alina leaned into him, the jab's echo silenced by the steady pulse of home, two souls, mirrored true.